Hey, welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's Thursday and I have a project for you. So I had something happen that's never happened in 20 plus years of being a demonstrator. I tried to teach a card class and it didn't work quite right. And to be honest, the two people that were there had to be patient as I tried to figure out what the problem was. And to show them that it does work and to share this cute project with all of you, I decided I would share it today. All right, so I have designer series paper here that's 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and you're going to cut two of them, and I'll explain why in a minute. And then our card base is 5 1/2 by 10, and I've scored it at 4, 5, and 6. And then I put it in my paper trimmer, and I trimmed from the 6-inch score line down to this corner to create a triangle. We're going to fold it as mountain, valley, mountain, burnish those score lines really well. Poor Sally and Sherry had to endure as I tried to figure out what I had done wrong. And the biggest problem was I cut the little mechanism wrong. And one of them said, "When you said mechanism, I knew I was in trouble." And I said, "Oh, it'll be fine." Boy, was I wrong. It created a challenge for me that I've never faced during a class before. And now I'm going to show you that it can be done and it can be done easily. All right, so the reason you're going to cut two of these is because for one of them, you'll cut top left to bottom right, and the other one you'll cut top right to bottom left, because you want two triangles that you can put on your triangles. So we're going to take this piece here and adhere it to the card front. It's going to go right here. Then this was the piece we cut off. So it was like, oops, sorry, it was like this. We are going to turn it over like this so that we have this triangle here. So we're going to put adhesive just on this edge here, and then I'm going to put just a little bit right here because we need to attach it to the front, and I don't want to close my card up. So now this already is a cute design, right? Can you see some possibilities with this? Adhere this over the top of this triangle. So we have neat design there. All right, then we're going to open it up and we're going to seal down the section between the 4 and the 5 score line, 4-inch and 5-inch score line. All right, that is, I don't know how many steps, but we got that done. Now for the trickiest part of the card. I have a strip of cardstock. Forgot to put a label on this for you. It is 3/4 of an inch across and 3 1/4 inch down. Okay. And I've scored it at 1/2, 1 1/4, and 2 1/2. Okay. So with the 1/2 inch side on this side, we are going to fold this so that it goes right next to that score line. Okay. Then we're going to fold the other side so it goes just on the opposite side of that score line. So we have a funny little piece that looks like this. Okay, now we're going to open it back up. To put the mechanism in, both outside flaps need to fold under so that it looks like this. Okay, we're going to put adhesive on the 3/4 side, and we're going to center it on right next to the score line again. Oops. Right next to the score line. All right. Then we're going to put adhesive on this side Ooh, got some a little bit of extra gunk there on my glue. Ooh, now I got a whole bunch. Feast or famine, right? All right, let me grab, let's see, we'll take a piece of cardstock here and we'll wipe a bunch of that off. There we go. All right, so we're going to lay it out like this, and we're going to close our card. So it closes like that, okay? So when you score this, the middle goes down and the two triangles on the outside close like that, okay? So you've got your V here, okay? Now I cut, it's 1/4 of an inch. I believe I did them by 3. Let me make sure. I did not, 2 3/4. So 1/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to put a glue dot on one end, and I want to put it in this triangle on the right here in the middle, because this is our mechanism that's going to go up and down. All right. I just realized I didn't show you the card. Let me show you. So here's one done in crumb cake, but as you pull, it pops. Do you see that? Isn't that fun? All right, that is the most difficult part of the card. All right, now let's get to the rest of it. So I wanted to make it easy for my people attending the class. So I made a template just out of a piece of white cardstock. Sometimes it's easier if you make the template a different color. So when you put the white in there, it really stands out. This image, it doesn't matter a whole lot. I'm using the smaller arm of the Stampin' Positioner, and I'm inking it with Early Espresso. And I realized I just inked my edges. They don't need to be inked. How funny. I've never done that before either. It's been my week for things that I've never done before. All right, we're going to turn it over. We're going to attach the circles there, and I want to make sure it's flush. The small one does wiggle just a little bit. We're going to push down and stamp our puppies. Aren't they cute? So very cute. All right, so I've got my puppies here, and I cut a 2.5-inch circle out of white, and then I did a 2 3/8 out of Darling Duckling. And I'm going to grab my Darling Duckling ink. And I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday in here. Well, my fingers keep moving it. All right. And then on this here, I'm going to stamp Have the Best Day. And I think I'm going to do that in the Darling Duckling as well. All right. Now I should have stamped and decorated my puppies a little earlier, and I didn't. So I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me color. So I'm going to just cut them apart and then show you where they're going to go. And then I'll post a picture when I get it done. So these two little puppies and that flower are going to go right there. And on this one, I'm going to cut out this little guy. Trim off a little of the excess there. Makes a difference when you have the whole strip, and then if you don't, sometimes it's nice to cut off just a little bit here. And this little guy is going to go right there. So I will color those, and then I'll post a picture of what that looks like. But I want to show you how to finish this. So we're going to pull this back open, And I'm going to put a couple glue dots right on that clear window sheet that is 1/4 of an inch by 2 3/4. Put one right on the end. I used the Nested Essentials die for this piece here. It's the third largest one. All right, and I'm going to put another one right there. Like I got half of one, so we'll get a little bit bigger section here. And we're going to adhere this right next to where my mechanism is, okay? You want it right next to that so that when you open, and I need to go in just a smidge because I'm going to actually trim that off just a little. It popped up and you could see it on the top. So there we go. See that? Pops down, happy birthday. So this is going to go on here. So sad I didn't color my puppies before I started this, but I'll show you the brown one and you'll know what this one was going to look like as well. Then to cover up this mechanism, because you don't want your people seeing that, we are going to put that circle right there. So we're going to put adhesive on the triangle part here because we don't want it down on that mechanism. And then we'll put it on the outside here. There we go. So it'll open and close like that. Isn't that fun? So here's the finished one in crumb cake. So I went ahead and colored and I'm going to pop up my little dogs. It pops open like that. Isn't that fun? Then if you want to add another greeting, you could put a piece of white on the back here. And if you just want to say love you, then you would be done. So I hope those of you that suffered through the class now can see that mechanism is so much easier than I made it look because I had the paper wrong size. If you would like to order from me, I would so appreciate it. Ordering shows me that you're watching my videos, that you appreciate what I share. I am a teacher at heart. My degree is education, so I love teaching. Hope you love this project as much as I do, and we'll see you later.